Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Amalia Mumtazah from Madrasah Aliyah Negeri 1 Karanganyar. Okay, in this occasion, I got this motion. This House prefers the strategy of pushing for institutional reform to address police abuse and misconduct rather than defunding the police. Funding is a power of an institution. If an institution is corrupted, then that power would be abused and innocent people will suffer. With funding, all activities within the institution can be carried out well and smoothly. However, this institution get more funding. Besides, this institution the police commits violence against the black people, abused by the police against the black community. I'm sorry. However, this institution gets more funding. Besides this institution, police commits violence against black people, which causes them to feel insecure. This funding will reduce acts of violence or abuse by the police against the black community. This funding can be also diverted to other sectors such as education or health, which will be more useful and reduce the possibility of violence against black people. Overfunding of SWAT, Special Weapon and Tactic. They were introduced in 1960s to deal with extreme situations like hostage rescues and prison escapes. But now, the formal usage of hostage research and prison escape only takes 7% but of SWAT works. The other 93% is only of routine drug warrant execution. Since the 1980s, U.S. department across the USA encouraged to behave more like military started on the war on drugs. They began to give more funding to police. In this way, the police have more power to commit acts of violence or abuse against the black community. On the 19th, they start handing out more than just a class. This way, the police have more power to commit acts of violence or abuse against the black community. This is an injustice to black community. This is an act of injustice for the black community, and this needs to be eliminated. They gave away military equipment, grenade launcher, helicopter, and even mine-resistant vehicle. They were overpowered. For example, for a small problem that should not need to be equipment, but they are overacting as if they are doing their job properly. On September 2019, 90% of American towns with population more than 50,000 people had fully militarized SWAT team. And to justify their existence, they overused the SWAT team. Before the 1980, there were only 3,000 SWAT deployment, but 2014 estimation there were more than 80,000 SWAT deployment. SWAT is a quiet action, which means they are dangerous for the people who is guilty. Nowadays, they even execute regular search warrants, which means innocent people could die, and yes. On 2003 and 3, NYC Chief Police Department estimated that 10% of SWAT no-knocks deployment ended up to on the wrong address. They were around 2/3 of deployment didn't uncover the gun. But do you know people have died due to the action called swatting happens over 400 times a year. There were around 2 per 3 of development didn't uncover the can. So, in conclusion, the funding must be done before reformation. They should learn humanity, not powerless. Not powerless. The roots of the problem is they have too much power. I think that's all. Thank you for your attention.